Hi, my name is Shereen Pimentel. I am a Broadway actress, and this is how I work it. I'm going to take you through 24 hours of my beauty and wellness routine.
I am practicing social distancing in Teaneck, New Jersey with my family. I recorded my work it interview the week that we shut down Broadway. I was Maria on Broadway before all of this happened, and I am still Maria on Broadway.
I made my Broadway debut in The Lion King when I was 9 years old. Even though I made my debut at that time, it feels like I'm doing it all over again. At 21, to star as Maria in West Side Story.
Is that Maria? Is that Maria tonight? Give it to me.
What? Things have definitely changed now, but that will be the routine I get back to probably right when we start back up.
From being cast all the way to previews and opening, it was a 6-month process. We started previews December 10th and we opened February 20th. We rehearsed for 2 months, 6 days a week for 8 hours. And then we went into tech rehearsals. Tech rehearsals were 3 weeks, 6 days a week for up to 12 hours. We perform 8 times a week, and the show is 1 hour and 45 minutes without an intermission. On top of playing Maria in West Side Story, I am also a full-time student at Julliard.
I will be a college graduate when we get back.
I really love my job. I think the best part is having people come and it's their first Broadway show ever, and they really take to the show and end up wanting to see more Broadway shows. That's really exciting.
I think that there was this hope that we could stay open. That's what it always kept feeling like, was that we were going to stay open as long as we possibly could and maybe weather the storm of what was happening. I'd say 3 days before we ended up going dark, just slowly the progression took hold of no one could come backstage at first, but we still had the stage door. Then no stage door, no one backstage, and then it was, we're shutting down.
Rules will go into effect 5 o'clock on Friday, except for the Broadway theaters in Manhattan, where it will go into effect 5 o'clock today.
I definitely remember what was happening that entire week and how everything was going. It's so vivid because of how it stopped. Yeah, it's definitely something that I'll think about and remember for a really long time. A very large amount of shock. I think I went through the 7 stages of grief. You go through them, you have a long time to go through them. We were going into such an exciting time for theater of the award season and spring, and it's nice outside, and I feel like we were just really revving up and getting into the big part of the season.
I am so thankful to be named as one of the Outer Critics Circle honorees for this season. I know that it got cut short, but I am just so honored to be amongst some amazing women and artists. I normally wake up around 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. My body naturally wakes up at that time.
Waking up around 10 to 1, anywhere within that range of time.
The shower is the biggest thing for me to wake up to. The steam in the shower is really great for my voice. I do have a shower in my dressing room. I don't have breakfast at home. I am not much of a cook.
And then I make breakfast no matter what time I woke up. Even if it's 1 o'clock, it's breakfast, which is 2 hard-boiled eggs and 4 slices of toast. I have learned the perfect way to make your toast. You must butter the toast directly as it's hot, or use the other hot pieces of toast to let the butter melt into the bread. It's my favorite part of my day. It's my breakfast now. And then I sit and I watch Friends or The Office, depending on what time it is. That's my morning. That's how I start off my day now.
And I like to use SkinCeutical as my face wash, and it's great to do it in the shower.
I've been paying attention to my skincare and making sure I wash my face at least, once a day.
I normally have 1 class per day. I take French vocal literature, German vocal literature. They're performance-based courses. My theory elective is centered around Sondheim's music, studying the way that he wrote.
I'm finishing up my semester over Zoom, as many people are. School stayed the same. It's still 11 to 12:45. The 2 times that I kind of stopped during everything that's happening was when we shut down Broadway, and then when they told me that like we weren't actually going to have a ceremony, I think those two have been kind of hard to deal with. For me, the highlight of 2020 was like doing a Broadway show and graduating from college. I think it's at some point gonna like teach me some great things when we like get out of it, and somehow possibly I will have evolved. But right now it was definitely like really upsetting, and I just had to like take the day for myself and process through what that felt like. I'm also excited to graduate and be done with school. Yeah, I wanted to like see what was happening inside Shereen. How was she feeling? When we go so fast, like we let go of ourselves and like self-care and what's going on with me. So I really wanted to tap into like, how are you feeling today? I've kind of like become a lot more content with not moving a million miles a minute.
I have a lot of my meals at the theater and just grab them and head there. I have a futon, so I'll open that out, I'll lay down and like eat my lunch there. I'll also eat dinner there a few hours later. And that gives me enough time to get my hair and makeup done and kind of relax and warm up and get ready for the whole thing. The product I like to use the most for my hair is Olaplex. Their 3 to 6 regimen is really awesome. And I put the 3 on right before we start the show when I'm prepping my hair, so that once the show's over, I can take a shower and then wash with the 4 and the 5, and then put the 6 on as a leave-in conditioner. It's great.
Self-hairdresser, getting my bangs, cutting them. I watched a few videos and then I was like, okay, I got this, woo! And I went to my bathroom and I cut them, because at first I was like, yeah, whoop, there we go. And then I looked at myself and I was like, oh no, what did you just do? And that's when I got scared, but I already cut them, so there was no turning back. And then, yeah, I just kind of kept following the video and made them shorter and shorter. And yeah, now I have bangs. I love them. Here they are.
I like to just lip trill, honestly, through everything because of the confined space for me. Being too loud before I start a show, I don't know why it kind of bothers me. So I lip trill through scales and arpeggios and kind of do that for about 15 minutes. And then I start with the first phrase of the Tonight Balcony scene, because that's the first thing I sing. Something I learned in school is that tea doesn't actually help your voice in any way. All it does, because it's hot, it helps with blood flow. The only thing that actually touches your vocal cords is steam.
I definitely sing every day, but I don't sing any like theater. I only sing the things that I can accompany myself on guitar and on piano, trying to get better at the 2 instruments. And I also bought myself a ukulele. I do theater because I hope, but I think I'm good at that. I think I'm good at doing West Side Story and playing Maria and stuff, but I wanted to start creating things that felt like vulnerable and like unique to like feeling and just whatever that was. And so accompanying myself, I like 99% of the time make mistakes. Every time there's something so interesting to find inside of that. The biggest self-care for me is baking. And I love to like listen to music and bake at the same time. We took a pause on the jam only because I don't know how long I'll be inside and my whole family can't eat all the jam in the world. I'm knitting a blanket since I have so much time. Like a big project, why not? I've been painting. On the back of this denim jacket, there's like a painting. I don't like this one as much as my other one, which is a Harry Potter themed one. I dyed my hair pink, so there's like light streaks of pink. I used overtone, rose gold for brown hair, and that was really fun because I've always wanted to have pink hair. It's semi-permanent. It washes out. I'm really enjoying it.
I do my own makeup and I do my own wig prep. Someone puts on my wig and pins it all in. Maria is a really strong-willed young girl. I was really interested in creating not just a character, but instead something that you could naturally see on a New York City street. Before I start the show, get my Alexa on board with the music, and I just listen to music the whole time, just to get into whatever mood, honestly, I'm feeling that day. A really big thing in creating each character was finding out how to keep them as realistic as possible. Anytime you got to a place where you were like, oh, I can't tell that they're wearing a wig, or oh, I can't tell that they're wearing makeup, that was the thing we ended up going forward with. I have done my hair and makeup in 30 minutes. That's just, I'm rushing a lot when I do that. So I like to give the hours so that I'm really calm when I'm getting ready. Everything's provided. They buy us our makeup and our makeup brushes. I love this primer, REN Clean Skincare. It helps with many things on the stage. I sweat a lot from doing the show. No matter what, I still have makeup on every single time when I walk off stage. So I really think that it helps to keep everything in place.
And there's like almost no makeup ever going on my face. Every so often there's like someone who asks me to record something, and I kid you not, I throw on like a good enough amount of foundation and like some mascara, and that's it. And I call it a day. Nothing else is going on my face, really.
I'm a big full coverage foundation person. Since I was young, I did the thing that people should not do, which is pick your skin. So I do have a few scars. My foundation is Bobbi Brown. I do Warm Honey or Honey. It looks like I did paint by numbers on my face. Because we are on camera on the stage, there's a certain kind of lighting color, so we have to kind of combat that with the foundation, make sure that everything matches and mixes together. The cameras are like flies on the wall. It's a very big video wall. It projects really big on the screen, which I think is exciting. My mother has seen the show about 5 times, and she has seen it from the last row in the theater, and she said you can still get such a great experience from there because the wall is so big. I'm just putting a translucent powder just to kind of like set the foundation. I get really oily, and it's, as I said, I get sweaty. This is my little secret. I dab this sweat off. And the person who does my wig, when he comes to check on the wig during the show, he will dab for me as well. So we really check on the sweat so people don't have to see it. Anyway, that's my secret about it. I picked this really bright pink blush because, well, it's theater from MAC. I don't know the name, but I love it. It's so bright. There's a lot of, I think, myself in this iteration of Maria. I am half Puerto Rican, half Jamaican, and it's really nice to be able to play this role, a woman who is Puerto Rican, and there are so many people who are mixed ethnically, to be able to show that like there isn't one look to being Puerto Rican or a specific look to being Hispanic. Being able to represent that is really special. This is still my blush. When I use it on my eyes, I go a lot heavier. There's a lot of like pink and purple for this Maria. There are 3 colors in here that I use. This top eyeshadow I do, it's got like a pink and gold in it. I belt and do musical theater, but I also can sing classical music. I don't know my full range. I have a feeling it's somewhere around 3 octaves on the piano. Yes. Some people might know what that is, some don't. Honestly, I didn't know until like a year ago, but that's what I think my range is. I love working with my Tony. We found out that we had really good chemistry from the first time we met. When we do the show and there are times that he makes me laugh or I'll make him laugh and it's real, we will laugh throughout the songs and throughout the scenes. And so I definitely hope that people feel the love that we do feel because it's really great to fall in love with him.
We've all been staying connected in different ways. We definitely have a bunch of like group chats. We did have a full cast Zoom, which was a lot because Zoom does this interesting thing where it doesn't mute anybody. Like they all talk all at the same time. So that can be difficult.
I just fill in my eyebrows a little bit. I do like the shape of my eyebrows, so I think that's why I don't get them done right now. When I first learned to put on eyelashes, it used to take me 45 minutes per eye. It still sometimes can take me a hot second to put them on, but I definitely have gotten a lot faster. This is the transformation part that I like the most. It's really a signature of Maria's look.
And is that waterproof mascara?
It is not. There are days that it does run during the rain. Sometimes it doesn't. It's pretty good. CoverGirl, exhibitionist. There's eyelash 1. I have had an eyelash hanging on by a thread by the end of the show. And I did not know until I got off stage. So I like did my full bow and like it was like all the way. It was like hanging in the middle, like in the corner of my eye. I'm quite a sweater. So I use Clinical Strength Secret. It works like a charm. that's it. The lipstick is last. I would say it's basically the color of my bottom lip. Maybelline Color Jolt. We tested it out one day with like camera testing and stuff, and they really liked the color, so we kept it. That's Maria's color. This is my completed Maria makeup, and so this is what I'll do before I start the show. Then I will wig prep my hair, put on my wig cap, my microphone, and my wig.
All right, folks, it is Saturday on Broadway. So this is your Places call. Places for the top of the show. The call is Places.
Say it one more time.
Have a wonderful last show of this week.
I don't have stage fright now. I did when I was younger, when I first did The Lion King, and they said to think of your stage fright as like excitement and energy and use it to be able to do the show, and I have carried that through everything I've done, and so that makes it a lot easier with stage fright. I had these on for about 4 shows. We get our tattoos at the beginning of the week, and then we get them again on Thursday. We apply them ourselves unless you have a back tattoo. And it's basically like a temporary tattoo that you remember from when you were a kid.
Nowadays, I don't feel like doing my makeup or doing my hair is a hassle, because I only do it when I want to do it for myself. Like, oh, I want to go take some pictures of myself. Like, I'm going to go get all done up, and that's it. Just for me. There's been a lot of like, I'm gonna do that for myself.
It is definitely a great sense of accomplishment when we bow and when we finish a show and the audience receives it in such an amazing way. It's also a really exhausting one for Maria, specifically just because of that final monologue and the way that the show ends. So it's a mixture of a lot of emotions, because me as Shereen is very happy that the show went well, but the character Maria just kind of went through so much. So it's mixing both. Once the show is over, we head off stage and they have towels for us right away so we can dry off. And I take my wig off first, and then I have a hot towel to be able to take off. The eyelashes are basically coming off, so they come off easily. And then you use the hot towel to take off all the makeup before I get into my shower and wash my face again and do all that kind of stuff. After I take my shower, I pack up for the day, and I'll head out the stage door and sign autographs and then head home. It depends on the day. Sometimes I'll take the subway, sometimes I'll take an Uber. It just depends on how I'm feeling and what I want to do, if it's really cold outside, stuff like that. And then I'll head home. Sometimes I will stop at Chipotle before I even go home. Sometimes I'll just eat a box of cereal. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day and what I'm craving after the show. But I definitely eat after the show. I'm always hungry. I go to bed around midnight each night. I try to make it 11 o'clock, but I get hungry and I end up watching some TV.
I'm definitely going to bed a little later. Watching Netflix has been keeping me up, honestly. Somewhere between midnight and 3 a.m. I'm definitely excited to get back to like performing, but I think I'm also really excited to get back to seeing theater and seeing what everyone wants to create and what else we have on Broadway. The arts are so special, and so I'm definitely excited for us to get back to creating and watching each other create. I'm definitely interested to see what'll happen when we get back into rehearsal. I think just like as people, things will change, and especially with something like this, where your lives change so drastically and you feel so much, there has to be something that I think maybe will change something. Yeah. I have gotten a dog. So this is Thor. And he is 3 months old. He's not looking at the camera at all. He's tired, I think. Hi. But yeah, this is Thor, and he has definitely been a bright spot of this quarantine.